Hello and a very warm welcome to all the students of the Europe Hotel School. My name is, well, you can think of me as your guide, an expert in blending AI with modern hotel operations. I'm really pleased to be with you on this part of your learning journey. Today, we're going to dive into something truly revolutionary, how AI is changing the game when it comes to the health and wellness of our incredible hotel teams.
You hear this phrase all the time, don't you? And you know what? It is absolutely true. The housekeeping department is the silent engine that drives the entire guest experience. It's a role built on pride, precision, and just plain hard work. And for that, it commands our total respect.
So here's our roadmap for this session. We're going to start with the why, understanding the real challenges. Then we'll introduce the solution, this AI safety net. We'll peek under the hood to see how it actually works, and then we'll see the incredible shift it creates, moving from reacting to problems to predicting them. And finally, we'll see what it all means for building a stronger team. Okay, first things first, let's really get to the heart of the matter. We all see the beautiful results of housekeeping's work, the immaculate rooms, the crisp linens, but what we often don't see is the sheer physicality, the intense effort that goes into creating that perfection every single day. I mean, just think about it for a second. We're talking about lifting mattresses that can easily weigh over 45 kilos. That's like lifting a teenager over and over again. Pushing carts that are completely loaded down. And it's not just one or two big movements. It's thousands of repetitive bends, stretches, and reaches, shift after shift. And all that physical strain, day in and day out, it adds up. It leads to something called musculoskeletal disorders, or MSDs. Now, these aren't just sore muscles. We're talking about serious, sometimes chronic, injuries to a person's muscles, nerves, and tendons. And the impact on the industry? It's huge. MSDs are the single biggest reason for staff being out sick and for those expensive insurance claims. For the longest time, this was just seen as, part of the job, a cost of doing business. But what if it didn't have to be? This is where technology steps in to offer a brand new approach. Let's talk about the AI safety net, which uses an incredible technology called computer vision to completely rewrite the rules. And what's so brilliant about this is that it's not some far-off futuristic idea. It uses infrastructure that most hotels already have in place, their standard CCTV cameras. Smart, AI-driven platforms can connect to these cameras and, in real time, analyze the body mechanics of team members as they work, spotting risky movements as they happen. So, how on earth does a computer see a risky movement? How does it know if someone is lifting correctly? It sounds like science fiction, right? Well, let's pull back the curtain and look at the core technology. It's called pose estimation. It's actually a pretty elegant process. First, the camera just captures the movement. Then, the AI instantly creates a live 3D digital skeleton of the person. That's the pose estimation part. From there, it calculates all the key angles of the body, the back, the knees, the shoulders, and finally, it compares that data against proven ergonomic standards to see if a movement is safe or not. And when the AI sees a movement that falls outside those safe standards, it flags what's called a high-risk event. So a classic example would be someone bending over from their waist again and again to lift something heavy, putting all that pressure on their lower back. The AI sees that angle and says, wait a minute, that's not safe. Now, this is maybe the most important point of all. I know you're probably thinking, is this about watching people? And the answer is a firm no. This is not a disciplinary tool. All the data is anonymous. It's not about tracking individuals. Instead, it creates a heat map for a manager, showing them the areas or tasks where risky movements happen most often. And having that kind of data allows for a fundamental change in our entire approach to employee safety. We can finally move away from a reactive model where we just deal with injuries after they happen to a model that is truly predictive. I mean, just look at the difference when you put them side by side. The old way was all damage control, right? You wait for someone to get hurt, you deal with the claim, you try to cover their shifts. But the new way? It's all about getting ahead of the problem. It's about spotting the risks in real time and offering quick, targeted training to correct them, preventing the injury from ever occurring in the first place. And if you think that's impressive, it gets even smarter. The system can actually detect what's called cumulative fatigue. It learns a person's normal rhythm and pace, and if it notices their movements becoming slower or less fluid near the end of a long shift, it recognizes that as a sign of exhaustion, which is when most injuries happen. So what happens then?
Well, this is where the system becomes a real partner. Once it detects fatigue, it can trigger an intervention. It might send an alert to a supervisor suggesting the employee take a quick stretch break, or it might even recommend rotating them to a lighter task for a bit. It's about protecting our people and maintaining service quality. So, when you put all these pieces together, what do you get? You get a powerful case, both for the business and for our people, for a future with a healthier, more resilient, and ultimately stronger team.
From a business standpoint, the results are incredible. You're slashing the total cost of risk because claims and sick days go way down, your service quality stays high because your team is at its best, and maybe most importantly, you're not just hiring people, you're building a sustainable, high-performing team that wants to stay with you.
But we can look at spreadsheets and ROI all day long. What this really comes down to is something much more fundamental. When you invest in technology like this, you send a clear, powerful message to your team. You're showing them that you see their hard work and that you are genuinely invested in their well-being. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about as you move forward in your amazing careers. As the future leaders of our industry, you have to ask yourselves, is this fusion of smart technology and genuine human empathy the new standard of care we should all be aiming for? Thank you.